right, and we're good. Whoo. Okay. Well, first time for everything. I've had a lot of weird things in my mouth, but that was definitely not one of them. And I can add that.
Don't care. Whoa, buddy, I'm just trying to build no old money, but they can never steal my heart or my soul from me. But you can stare. Lights, action.
Welcome back to the Big Hair Don't Care podcast, Circus Sideshow edition. Under the Big Hair Big Top today, boy, do we have a super freaky treat for you. Sideshow performer, Dr. Copperchops. Welcome.
It's lovely to be here.
Welcome. Yes. Thank you so much for being here. Now, what should I address you as? Dr. Copperchops? Doctor? Mr. Chops? What do you like there?
So my full title is Dr. Oswald Guggenheim and Copperchops.
Oh, okay.
Oz is fine.
Oz, okay. Or just doctor. Do you like being called doctor? Or no?
That's fine, yeah.
Okay, all right. I like that. Just makes me feel, I don't know, sitting with the doctor, you know?
Doctor.
Exactly. Now, we started following each other on Instagram, and I was very intrigued by what you do. Can you explain for the viewers at home, who is Dr. Copperchops, and what is it that you do?
So who I am is that I'm a circus sideshow performing geek.
Okay.
And a geek in the traditional sideshow sense is somebody who eats things that they shouldn't be eating.
Oh.
There used to be a long line of geeks where all it was that, you know, someone would show up on stage and bite the heads off a chicken or bite the heads off of a snake, and hey, and people just get that real quick shock factor of what the hell just happened, and then they get back to the regular show.
So I was when you said that, I got excited because I thought I could be like a circus sideshow geek because I eat way too many carbs, and those are so that's not.
So
it's not a
there
thing, I guess.
is an element of geekery in eating too much of a specific thing.
Oh, I'm in. I can do that with a whole pizza.
So one of my friends who was one of the founding members of the Pain-Proof Punks,
Yes.
she had, in the process, moved to Seattle. Mm-hmm. And as a going-away present, I said, I will eat anything you want me to eat.
Wow.
What do you want me to eat?
Okay.
And she went, cupcakes.
Oh.
And I said, ugh. Because, you know, as a performer, it's such a letdown.
Yeah, definitely. Could have went anywhere with that, and you picked cupcakes?
Yeah. My exact sentiments.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, fine. I'm doing it my way, though.
Yeah.
And I played a very, very, like, sunshine, lollipops, while I'm just sitting there angrily eating 15 cupcakes.
Wow. Yeah,
And
that's a lot.
just and then I invited her on stage, and she ended up like smashing cupcakes into my face and turning it into like
Wow.
A performance.
I've done that before, but I was alone crying in my closet when I ate 15 cupcakes. But now I know I could do that in front of an audience and
and get paid for it.
Exactly. Now, okay, we're gonna have to talk after this. Now, how did you come up with your name, and what does it mean?
So, as you can see, I am a ginger boy.
Yes.
And I started refereeing ladies roller derby back in 2008, and everybody else had these cool names, and I didn't have anything yet. And I was like, you can call me Oswald, or I don't know. Mm-hmm. And someone who didn't know who I was trying to get my attention, and she goes, hey, Copperchops. I'm like, that.
Oh,
that.
yes.
I'm keeping that.
I love that.
And my wife and I do a lot of steampunk conventions as well. And everybody has titles like captain and professor. And like, I'm not a professor.
Right.
But I can get away with doctor.
Yeah, you're the doctor. I like that.
And I love the sound of words. So Dr. Copperchops is very cacophonous.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's a little bit of alliteration behind it as well. So I was like, Dr. Copperchops. In fact, the YouTube channel that I was trying to put together that didn't go anywhere was Dr. Copperchops Concoctions.
Oh, okay.
Good luck trying to say that.
Yeah, exactly.
After a handful of shots or drinks. This has been Dr. Copperchops Concoctions.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's
definitely. I love that. I love it. Now, what venues do you perform at? I've noticed on Instagram that you're prevalent in the gay community. Are you an ally, or are you part of the LGBTQ?
So, I am an ally, and I'm also Pansexual, and I'm straight presenting.
Okay.
So because I'm married to a woman, and
A very beautiful woman, might I add. My goodness.
Thank
I
you.
love seeing your guys' pictures, and you guys dress up for every theme and occasion. And anyway, yeah, she's absolutely stunning.
thank you, and I will definitely let her know.
Yes, please do.
And because I'm masculine, I have the facial hair, I have the punk and metal attitude.
Yeah.
I'm very not effeminate gay. And it's one of those things to where I didn't know that I was pan until my wife and I went to an event, and we kind of get a hall pass a little bit.
Okay.
And I was interested in this one individual, and they said, "Hey, I'm interested as well. However, I want you to know I don't see myself as a woman. Are you okay with that?" And I had to think about it for a second, and I was, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
And that made me think, if I'm attracted to someone who isn't identifying as a woman, what does that make me?
Fair question.
And because the straight mono, whatever you want to call it, path is just, I like ladies.
Yeah.
That's it. But what if your lady identifies as a dude? What if you're...
Yeah.
And I kind of skipped right over by and just went straight to pan. I don't care how you identify. That being said, there is a lot of bi-erasure in the community.
What does that mean?
Bi-erasure is not acknowledging that someone is allowed to be on both sides of the fence.
Okay.
Either you're straight or you are gay.
Okay.
And because my wife is bi, she constantly gets overlooked as like, oh, well, you're married to a man, therefore you're straight. Nope.
Yeah.
I'm into girls too. Cool. Then you're a lesbian? That's married to a man? No, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
And a character can be both things. A person can be both things. And the gay community tends to focus on either one side of the street or the other. Very black and white. And the community has been getting significantly better about things. Because, especially with trans, well, now what's what? If you want to be bi, pan, asexual, all these other things, we're going to have to figure some shit out. So it's always really fun to see what is going on in the community.
Yeah, definitely. So then that's how did you, like your first show at one of the gay bars here, how did that all come about?
So I first started performing at Alwyn House.
Okay.
Which is just right up the street. And it is an art house.
Oh.
And I started performing with the Pain Proof Punks. And we've done places like Valley Bar and Pub Rock and all these other different areas. And an individual who runs a lot of shows at Cobalt, Trey, they can be found on Instagram under, I think, Pray the Trey Away.
Okay.
And
Love that.
the Bearded Beauty of Arizona. Trey runs Circus Trey. So Trey reached out to Rusty, Rusty the Pincushion Sideshow Clown, which is the matriarch of the Pain Proof Punks.
Oh, okay.
Rusty said, hey, I'm going to just hand you all of my performers, and there'll be a guest spotlight. That way we can cross-promote while you're doing your thing and I'm doing my thing. And so I got tossed in, and I went over to Cobalt one night and made the most money I've made in a single night.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because the drag community knows how to tip.
Oh, yes, they do. Love my queens.
When you go to an art house, and I do not fault Alwyn House, they're a fantastic venue.
Yeah.
But when you go to an art house, you're there to see an artistic performance. You're not there to really participate.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Drag is, oh, honey, we are making you a part of this.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Now, the pain-proof punks, I was scrolling around on the Instagram last night. I mean, badass. Total badass. It's like sexy burlesque with a sideshow twist.
Yes.
Like sexy ladies in the sexy lingerie pouring wax on themselves and look like, was it like walking on Legos and doing the like pin cushion things and all sorts of stuff. What else do you guys do? Like, what are some of the sideshow talents?
So we do classic bed of nails.
Okay.
We do sword swallowing, glass dancing, fire breathing. Again, me with being the geek. We have Brittany Bloodshed, who does a lot of angle grinding. So she'll wear a piece of metal, and then she'll angle grind the metal, and it shoots sparks at her face, and then shoots sparks all over herself. And then she has to take a magnet to herself at the end of the night and get all the
how
shards
crazy.
out.
Wow.
But it is very visually pleasing.
Yeah, I bet I was really fascinated when I started looking at all the stuff last night, and I'm like, I want to go. This seems like such a cool show, sexy yet entertaining and different. I mean, it's not every day that you see, shows like that or performers like that. And
Absolutely.
much respect to all of you guys, no matter what it is that you do, whether it's sword swallowing or bedded nail, whatever it may, the wax, any of that kind of stuff. I mean, that's talent. I mean, it's just it's cool, It's something different, which I love.
Absolutely.
Like, what got you interested in being in the sideshow?
So the first iteration of clown performing or sideshow performing is that I saw an episode of X-Files when I was a kid in which they featured the Jim Rose sideshow.
Okay.
And one of the characters on there was Enigma, the Human Puzzle. I have a buddy of mine who just did a comic, Joe Belazzo, who just did a comic for Enigma, the Human Puzzle. And he is tattooed head to toe in puzzle pieces.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the entire X-Files episode was about the sideshow family. The traveling, the living together, the what do we do to make ends meet, sideshow family. And there was a murder, and they were trying to find out what had happened. And then they introduce Enigma, the Human Puzzle, just eating crickets. And I was like, that's cool. I don't know what's up with that, but that's interesting.
Okay.
And then I ran into, when he was doing some touring, and I ran into Eric the Lizard Man. He is also tattooed head to maybe mid-torso, I can't remember how much of him, in lizard scales.
Okay.
He has his teeth ground down to spikes. He has balls implanted in his forehead to look like the ridges of a lizard. He has his tongue bifected. And just the greatest human being.
Yeah.
So much fun. He's a real nice guy. Absolute sweetheart. And I got to ask him, how did you get into this? And he said, I saw somebody do something, and I said, that was cool. I wonder if I could do that. If I can do this, can I do it better? Or make it bigger, weirder?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same sentiments that I got with Enigma, the Human Puzzle as well. Was I saw a guy do a thing. That was cool. What can I do next? And when I was a kid, some of you might have done this as well, you're eating spaghetti, and you eat the spaghetti and then pull it back out, and you have the entire thing. It's like,
yeah.
I bet I could do that with chains. I bet I could. And I saw Enigma eating crickets, and I said, I could probably do that. And the thing that I love about eating crickets on stage, especially live, because without fail, you pick up a handful and one will boop, just jump right off. Just the greatest performers. Telling the audience, this is not a joke. These aren't.
Yeah.
This isn't candy.
Exactly.
These are real live crickets.
Now, has PETA ever, like, has anyone ever, got on, you or the show for doing, oh, that little cricket, you killed him. Like, I mean, seriously, because people are like that. I'm just curious. Has anyone ever, given you backlash for that?
Surprisingly, no.
Good.
And if we really want to get into a discussion about PETA and you shouldn't kill animals, let's check track records.
Yeah, right.
Let's see who does what.
Exactly, I agree.
And if anything, I enjoy eating crickets because it is promoting a sustainable source of protein.
Oh yeah,
There are a lot of companies now that are getting more into cricket meal. Putting cricket meal into nougats.
Oh, okay.
Into candy bars, into protein powders and things like that.
Okay.
Because it is far more sustainable than a lot of other protein sources.
Yeah. That makes sense. Now, how did you discover you could do these crazy talents? Did you just one day pick up a chain and try and swallow it, or did somebody teach you, or did you watch YouTube things, or did you just go and get a bunch of things and I'm just going to try and eat stuff and see what happens?
Within this industry, it is very much a fuck around and find out.
Makes sense.
Where it's like, I want to try and do this, and then you do it and you go, yeah, this works. Let's try and push the envelope a little bit until I'm like, oh God, no.
Yeah.
But which again, you may come back to at some point in time.
Have you ever had a stunt go wrong?
Oh yeah.
Oh, tell us about that.
So I do a performance that I like to call duct tape fashion show.
Oh, okay.
And so I'll go up on stage and I'll say something to the effect of like, oh wow, look at the audience. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate this. And wow, everybody looks so good. Everybody's all nice and dressed up, and I'm just in this dumb clown outfit. I know. I'll make an outfit that's better than this for you guys. Do you want to see that? And I'll proceed to put duct tape on myself.
Okay.
I undress.
I was going to say you're naked, right? Well, no shirt anyway.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just, fantasy. Okay, you're naked in my, okay, and go.
It's called, yeah, we'll get into coulrophilia in a minute.
Okay, I like it. Sounds intriguing.
So yeah, I'll put duct tape on myself.
Okay.
And I'll include my arms. So I put duct tape on my arms, duct tape on my chest, duct tape on my stomach. And I'll say, does this look good? Is this okay? And people go, no. You guys are too nice. I have to make this better. You know what? I have to make sure it stays in place. And I'll take a staple gun and then start stapling the duct tape onto myself.
Okay.
And then I'll say, is this okay? And people go, yeah. And I was like, no, this is awful. I'm terribly sorry. I got to take all this off. And then rip off the duct tape, which pulls the staples out with it. And because I'm a ginger, just beautiful blood.
Oh, okay.
And which is, again, what you want the audience to see.
Yeah, that's part. Yeah. So how did that go wrong, though? I'm curious.
So I was performing it outside in November. And when I put the duct tape on myself, it wasn't sticking.
Oh.
So instead of going on the outside of my arm, I went on the inside of my arm. And when you are stapling the inside of your arm, I'm basically holding the duct tape.
Yeah.
When you're stapling the inside of your arm, I hit a nerve.
Oh.
Or I hit a tendon. And my hand froze up, and I couldn't move my fingers.
Oh, my God.
So I was like, okay, it's fine. Just keep going. Everything's fine. And then when I get to the part where it's like, oh, no, this is terrible. I have to rip this off. I pulled the duct tape and the staple out, and I could move my fingers again.
Wow, what a trip.
I had literally stapled my tendon in place.
Oh, wow.
Which restricted my motor function.
Wow, but thank God as soon as you ripped it out, though, everything was good to go. You didn't have to see a doctor afterwards or anything, or did you have any long-term effects?
No, I don't have any sort of long-term effects. And of course, in the circus industry, doctor?
Yeah.
In this economy?
Yeah, right.
And there's also, you can see a tiny scar underneath here.
Yeah.
So I was doing a performance in which I was getting a cinder block crushed over my chest with a sledgehammer.
Okay.
And I put my arms over my face, but I didn't get my arms over my chin. And so when the cinder block was smashed over my chest, it went under the space that I had made for my face directly into my jawbone.
Oh, my God.
And I was lying down on the floor, and the guy who smashed the cinder block over my chest picked me up and says, get backstage right now.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, okay, guys, well, thank you so much. I'll see you later.
Well, yeah, your freaking jaw wasn't broken. I mean, you were like, okay, guys. I mean, that's, oh, my God.
I felt
Teeth are all smashed out. That's,
I felt a bit of a bump, and I was like, that sucks.
yeah.
And then I got backstage, because when you're on stage, you are filled with adrenaline.
Of course. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I get backstage, and one of the other people, he's like, hey, let me take a look. And I lift my jaw. He says, put your jaw back down, because I was Pac-Manning.
Oh, my God.
And he says, we have some butterfly bandages. Let me throw some bandages on real quick. And I started to get lightheaded. I wasn't even bleeding yet.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
I was just getting lightheaded, and I was like, I'm going to sit down. And then someone handed me a handful of lollipops, and I was just like, because I was getting low on blood sugar.
Oh, okay.
That was my first act of the night.
Wow.
I put some butterfly bandages on.
And the show went on? And you did?
I went out and did a second act.
Wow.
Nobody was the wiser. I got paid $23 that night.
Oh, my God. So not worth it.
And so that's when I was like, okay, I'm putting my foot in the sand, which is anyway. I was basically saying enough is enough.
Yeah.
I need to get paid $40 an act at least. And people were saying, okay, that's fine. So from that point on, regardless of whatever happens to me, I've at least set my own standards and set my own price point for what. Because if I'm doing 2 acts in a single night, I'm getting butchered, and I'm getting $12.50.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no. So not. Yeah. Exactly.
What's
the worst injury that you've ever seen to another performer that you perform with, that you've been bear witness to?
So I wasn't performing with them, and I'm not going to say their name because they ended up being a very terrible person.
Okay, no problem. But we still want to hear the story, though. Yeah,
course.
you don't have to. No names. That's fine.
He was a sword swallower. And he was drunk on stage.
Oh, no.
Completely disrobed, which in the state of Arizona you can't do.
Exactly.
But he was like, it's part of the performance. Like, no, you're a problem.
Yes.
And then he was doing a sword swallowing act too fast and tore his esophagus.
Oh, wow.
And then had to go to the emergency room.
Oh, my God.
Which honestly couldn't have happened to a better
Right,
person.
yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Wow, that's insane. Now, what about any of the females? Have you seen or heard about getting injured doing some of the stuff that they do?
One of my very good friends was in the process of doing a glass dancing act in which she kind of like plops down on the glass.
Okay.
And straight up cut open her ass cheek.
Oh, ouch.
And me and another person who was backstage were like, "Oh, we'll clean this up." And luckily, my wife made me a gig bag, and in that gig bag is just a bunch of Band-Aids.
Yeah.
And so we ended up cleaning her up and putting on a band. And I was like, "Watch yourself, Missy."
Yeah, definitely.
Because what a lot of people don't understand about sideshow performers is that 9 times out of 10 we are not insured.
Yeah.
When it comes to like fire performances, yes, you have to have some sort of insurance. If you're performing in an inside venue.
Yeah.
But if you're performing in an outside venue, it's like, woo,
yeah, you're right. What's the biggest crowd that you have performed for, do you think?
There is an event in California called Wasteland Weekend, which is a 5-day post-apocalyptic Mad Max desert party.
Okay.
About 2,500 people attend every year. My wife and I have been going since 2011. It is a fantastic time. if you are really into Mad Max and post-apocalyptic and cosplay and so on, it is right up your alley. I got asked to perform on the main stage for Wasteland Weekend during the costume contest.
Oh, neat.
And I don't know how many people were in the crowd, but if there are 2,500 people in attendance for the event, I'm probably going to say 2,500.
Yeah, right, exactly. Oh, that's awesome. Was that like a super awesome feeling to be in front of all those people doing your fun thing? And did you love it, or was it too nerve-wracking?
It was in the middle of a dust storm.
Oh, nice. Always have the challenges thrown at you. Yep.
Yeah, in which I'm doing a juggling act.
Oh, geez.
But the thing that I was doing was called juggle punishments.
Oh, okay.
So every time that I dropped a ball, a new punishment was introduced.
Oh, neat. Okay.
So it's like, here we go. And I knew that I was going to be bad anyway.
Right. Okay. All right.
And because I flipped and rolled a car at 70 miles an hour when I was 18, split open the back of my head, and I had to relearn how to juggle.
Oh, okay.
And it took 12 years to relearn how to juggle.
Wow.
I know I'm kind of bullet pointing that story, but
no, that's all right. Yeah, definitely. Wow, that's crazy. Now, does your wife perform with you? Does she do any of that kind of stuff, or is she just a good supporter, and or does she do some stuff?
She doesn't perform in the Pain-Proof Punks. She has performed with me on a few acts.
She like the sexy assistant, like you guys do
So we did an act a few years ago in December, so it was a Christmas act, and we did Kidnap Mr. Santa Claus.
What was that?
Kidnap Mr. Santa Claus.
Kidnap Mr. Santa Claus. Okay, I like that.
And from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
And so we were Lock, Shock, and Barrel singing the song, and then she was Barrel.
Okay.
And then I was Lock, and then we had another friend doing Shock. So she is a fellow performer.
Yeah.
She also does a lot of fantastic sword belly dancing.
Ooh, sexy.
She hasn't done that in many years.
Okay.
But we still have some balanced swords at home that she practices with. There's been a few times where we've used her as like a stage kitten.
Oh.
Helping out behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
And but she has always been a fantastic supporter.
Oh, I love that. That's what we all need in this world, a good partner that definitely supports our hopes and dreams no matter what it is. And they're right there next to you, whether they're in the show, at the show, talking about the show to their friends. That's what it's all about. I love that. Love and support. Love it. With that being said, Doctor, would you mind maybe demonstrating some of these sideshow things that we have been speaking about? We'd love to see what it is that you do, and the fans at home are dying to see a little bit of Dr. Copperchops.
Certainly. So I'm going to be performing an act that I like to call Breakfast of Champions.
Oh, okay.
So first off, as a half Irish, half German, and other nationalities mixed in, starts the day a little bit of drink.
Okay, excellent. Yes, we have plenty of that at the Big Hair Don't Care podcast.
So if we're starting with an omelet, we need some eggs. And for the listeners at home, I am starting off with a raw egg, shell and all.
The noise. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, that crunching. All right. I love it.
That, among everything that I've done, that is what gets people the most.
Yeah, it's just something about the noise, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Nope. Yeah, exactly. Eat your heart out, Rocky. Adrian. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, there's so much calcium and protein.
Well, yeah, it's good for you, yeah. All right. Wow. Okay. I would imagine. And so the shells don't hurt when they go down? And okay. All right. Yeah, it's a lot of chewing. Got to get it all, yeah.
The eggs don't hurt because I'm grinding them down.
Really? Yeah, finally. Okay, all right.
So now that we have our eggs for our omelet,
all right.
We need to have some sort of protein source.
Yeah.
And I'd like to use something that's a little bit more, again, sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
So I have brought some mealworms.
Oh. All
and again, for the viewers at home, you can see
he's alive. Yeah, he's alive.
Alive and kicking. Oh,
He's a jumper. We have a jumper. He knows
now
what's coming.
this being a protein source.
He's all, fuck you. He's just trying to jump.
This being a protein source, a lot of people say, well, Oz, in my omelets, I don't just like protein, but I like cheese, of course. I have found that there's a bit of a creaminess to mealworms. So not only are you getting your protein, you're probably getting a little bit of...
Should we lift up like that? There we go. Let everyone at home see. We got the little wormies about to seal their fate.
And
it's breakfast, bitch.
This is another one that you have to chew and chew and chew, because if you don't, they chew into you.
No way. For real. Oh, hell no. Oh, my God. Have you ever had one crawl back up your mouth? Oh, okay, good.
I have had quite a few crickets bite my tongue.
Really?
While I was in the process of eating them.
Oh, I didn't know they were biters. Okay, good to know. Wow.
So, yeah. Going down fighters. Viking Valhalla.
Yeah, there you go.
Cricket Valhalla.
All right, you had your eggs, you had your protein.
Now, I'm not much of a coffee drinker these days, but I do love a very good tea.
Oh,
this is a maple espresso tea.
okay.
Because I still like the taste of coffee. I just can't have as much caffeine.
Okay.
So I want you to smell that.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, real
Smells
nice.
like syrup, kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maple espresso.
Yeah.
The quickest way to...
Are you about to do like a coffee douche or something? No, maybe I read that wrong. The bottle. I don't know. That's what I don't care. We can. Oh yeah, that's
Coffee
what I
enemas.
meant. That's what I meant.
How I got
douche.
addicted to coffee enemas.
Yes. Hey,
Now,
that's awesome.
No, but I found the quickest way to get your kick out of caffeine. That's why people store cocaine. People store all these other things. Your sinuses are a mucous membrane. So you're able to absorb things a lot faster. So I'm going to do a nasal cleanse with my maple espresso tea.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh. And you got to make sure that you still ingest.
You're right. Yeah, waste not, want not, people, you know?
Waste not, want snot.
Exactly. I love it. Do you need a tissue or a towel?
That'd be lovely.
Okay. Tissue or towel. Oh, there we go. Paper towels.
Now, I also enjoy...
This episode sponsored by Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Oh, yes. If you are looking for the quickest picker-upper, then caffeine right to the sinus cavity.
Oh, yeah, I would imagine, yeah. I'm going to have to start doing that every morning. Little pick-me-up. All right.
Now that the mustache is thoroughly soaked. So I also really enjoy a little bit of spice.
Okay.
With my omelets in the morning. So this is Heartbreaking Dawn Storyville Cajun Blend, also an Arizona product.
Okay.
So, hey, Heartbreaking Dawn.
Okay.
Do some...
And if you need to move the microphone, you can slide,
Yeah.
to do your thing.
So this little bit of Cajun seasoning. For the listening audience at home, I'm about to snort a line of Cajun seasoning.
Oh, all right. Your daddy's barbecue ain't got nothing on this.
Yeah, that's paprika.
All right.
Let's see what we have here. Onion powder, garlic. Oh, yeah, that's good. And then at the last and final part, because again, I like seasoning as well as a little bit of spice. So this is Queen Majesty Scotch Bonnet and Ginger Hot Sauce.
Oh, okay. Now, how hot is that stuff? Like super duper crazy?
It's a Scotch bonnet. So if you've had habanero before.
Yeah, I have not because I don't mess with that. Tabasco's as hot as I can go. I'm a baby.
Okay. You want to try just a tiny bit?
Ooh, I don't know. Is it going to burn my mouth off?
It's not going to burn your mouth off. I mean, it's going to fucking hurt. But
Oh, well then I'll pass. I have another show after this. I don't know, but I believe you. Holy shit. Yeah, whoa. Yeah, that make my eyes water just smelling it. That's some
yes.
potent. Potent.
All right. Where were we?
You need some.
Oh, yes.
As we were saying. Do you need any water or anything?
Oh, no.
You're okay?
I'll be fine.
Okay.
Because one thing we forgot to cook.
Oh. Psh, where was my head?
So with the omelet, we have to cook. Listening audience at home, I have lit a match and I'm about to eat it.
All right. Okay. Adam's face.
I don't like to chew much on the match stick itself.
Oh, okay.
So it's just mostly just putting out the...
How come? Just because it's wood and you could splinter
Yes.
your mouth and yeah.
And it's just a pain in the neck to get those wood pieces out of your face.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, definitely.
And so, excuse me for a moment.
Yeah.
This is probably the clearest my sinuses are going to be.
Yeah, I bet.
Because of allergy season.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, Josh. So that's just a little bit of what you do.
Oh, we're not done.
Oh, okay. More, okay.
So, after you've eaten everything that you need to for breakfast, what do you have to do after breakfast?
Take a shit.
Well.
Oh. No?
Sure.
Oh.
Why not?
Okay.
I mean, I usually start the day with that.
Oh,
but,
yeah, you're right.
You have to floss your teeth.
Oh, yeah, that was my second thing.
Now, I have a Geek's throat, and I have a Geek's palate. So I need something a little bit more industrial than floss. I use 10 feet of industrial chain.
Okay.
And so I'm going to start on one end. This is going to take a minute, so listening audience at home, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's all right. Wow. So to the audience at home, as you can see, Dr. Copperchops is taking 10 feet of metal chain and swallowing it. Oh, boy. Wow. There it goes. Only got a couple more feet left. Oof. It's all right. You got it. You got this. You can do it. Yeah, just do like us ladies do and just relax your jaw and just let it slide down. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Oh, there it goes. That's the end of it. There we go. Wow. Oh, gotcha. All right, here it comes. All right. Check it out. Straight from his intestines. That was awesome. Super cool. Damn. Dana, want to try it? Get over here. Come on.
I mean, if you want to try a mealworm, I offer a mealworm to the audience every show.
Oh, my God. It can't.
Do you want to try a little one?
Oh, yeah. It can't hurt. Can it hurt me?
No, not at all.
He's like, oh, my God. Oh, my God.
No. That's crickets.
I took my gum out. I don't want it in my gum. I can't even believe this.
Okay. Here's a little one.
Ew. Oh, gross. Ooh, will you do one with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he's moving.
Yeah.
So gross. Ooh.
All right, cheers.
Oh, Jesus. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my God, I can't. Okay. Ew, popped.
Yeah, that's the creaminess.
Okay. Okay, it's gone. It's gone. I better go viral for this shit, you motherfuckers. God damn it. Ew. Okay. All right, and we're good. Whew. Okay. Well, first time for everything. I've had a lot of weird things in my mouth, but that was definitely not one of them. And I can add that to the list. Check.
Oh, I also, if you have too much of the Scotch bonnet, highly recommend not trying to please your partner.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That would probably burn their genitalia, I would think.
There's been many a times where I've been just in the process of cooking with jalapenos. You're like, I'm in the middle of cooking. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, and I forgot to wash my hands.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's fun.
That could be bad for sure. Wow. Well, thank you so much for that fun little demonstration of some of the things that you do. I know this is kind of not a weird setting, but you don't have all the, things you need and probably, whatnot. But we really appreciate you doing all that fun stuff for us and
Absolutely.
showing the Big Hair Don't Care podcast fam
Well, you also
what you're
get to
about.
see a little bit of what happens behind the stage.
Yeah.
So after I get off stage, I'm like blowing my nose to get all
Oh,
the
God,
Cajun
yeah.
seasoning out of my face.
Yeah, and your eyes, your eyes are watering,
Yeah.
and red, and yeah, for sure. Definitely.
God forbid I get pulled over because they're like,
right.
how do you explain to a cop? No.
I was just
I'm not coked out of my brains. I just had Cajun seasoning.
Exactly. They're like, yeah, right,
They'd be
buddy.
Like, listen, you're clearly on something else.
Exactly.
We're going
Yeah.
downtown.
Like, listen, meth head. You're like, no, I swear to God.
Don't worry about it. I just did a nasal cleanse with coffee.
Exactly. Like, yeah,
what the
right,
fuck?
buddy. Wow. Thank you. Do you need anything at all? Do you need water, another shot, anything?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Want to make sure. Awesome. Perfect. Well, with all the nasal cleanses and bugs eaten, I think it's, how about we get sexy? Because, how can you not get sexy after eating some bugs, I guess? I think we should move on to our little segment I like to call Sexy Time. I think that'll work.
Who doesn't go from 6 to midnight when ingesting things that you shouldn't?
Exactly, 6 to midnight. I love that. Okay, so now for today's sex segment, I kind of wanted to, I guess we'll start the ball rolling. For people that are uneducated and or just don't understand, kind of like myself, I understand, but I don't understand. Now, you've mentioned that you are pansexual.
Yes.
What exactly does that mean?
To me, and a lot of people have their own definition of what it means to them. And there's a lot of people who argue about the textbook definition of what it means to be this. Sexuality is constantly evolving and changing. And so for anybody to put a specific definition onto one thing, I think is stupid.
Yeah.
For me, pansexuality is I don't attract myself to an individual based upon a gender, upon a sexuality. I don't care if you are male or female. I do have hardware preferences.
Okay.
So I'm a PC nerd.
Okay.
And there's a huge difference between hardware and software. You can change up your software all you want. I don't care. If you're running Windows XP or Windows 8 or whatever it is, I hope you're not running Windows 8 because God, hopefully you do something with your body. But if you're running these systems on different hardwares, hardware is where I get into. I prefer this, not this. And it's mostly female to male.
Okay.
Or essentially assigned female at birth.
Okay.
I don't have anything against individuals who are male to female. who are femme presenting, it's just not for me.
Okay, yeah.
And those are a lot of individuals in the community. I love them to death. We're not going to for other outside reasons, which I'll explain if anybody's interested. No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, do you ever have sexy time dressed as Dr. Copperchops with Mrs. Copperchops?
It has yet to happen.
Okay.
Not because it's something that she is not into.
Yeah.
It's just something that where it's like, we paid money for these sheets.
Yeah, yeah.
This clown makeup is going to ruin them sheets.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe we shouldn't go through that. And of course, if we go out somewhere, hey, we're going to go back to a hotel and we're vacationing or whatever. How much do you think this hotel is going to charge us for ruining their sheets? Let's, whatever.
Now, may I suggest a tarp? I mean, honestly.
Because who doesn't like fucking on a tarp?
Exactly. Come on, that can be hot and weird at the same time. And
it goes from sexy clown time to Dexter Kill Room real quick.
Oh, that can be hot. I'm sick, though, so I don't know, whatever, I guess,
Put this knife in your teeth.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And there are a lot of individuals who are really down to clown, no pun intended.
Oh.
And there is a very large clown kink community.
Okay.
And a lot of it is specifically due to it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And when you listen to Tim Curry sing, and then Tim Curry do the voice of it in the original 80s series, it's like, I'm feeling a thing that I don't think I should feel.
Right?
And there has been a lot more clown stuff happening because for some people it is deeply tied to trauma. And scientists have done a lot of research in regards to the trauma part of the brain, the disgust part of the brain, and the sexualized part of the brain are so closely knit. They're so closely related. And with a lot of people, I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum, but foot fetishists.
Yeah.
When people have a synapse fire or a synapse trigger, when it's specifically tied to disgust, it redirects to arousal.
Okay.
So it's like feet, as human beings, we recognize as disgusting. And some people will just go, maybe not?
Yeah.
And then for some people, that synapse triggers harder and faster. So in which you get into, I don't just like feet, I like dirty things, literal dirt, where it's like, I'm going to find somebody who's been camping for a week, not taking any sort of showers, and we're gonna get weird.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
And the fear part of the brain is very much part of that as well. You get a lot more into fear itself is a massive aphrodisiac. And if people are afraid of clowns, what if I fucked them?
Right.
What if I, instead of being afraid of this thing, I took power, I took control, and I did this thing. I'm in charge, I'm in control, and I'm therefore controlling my fears. It's so psychologically invested as far as what people go into. And some people just like I don't want to get to know the person behind this. I just want to fuck a character.
Oh, okay.
I want to fuck Ronald McDonald.
Ooh, Ronnie, he was hot.
Who's the guy that played Ronald McDonald?
Yeah, we don't care.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
We don't care.
And people just want to be like, I like this. Who's the voice actor for this specific character? Nobody knows. Nobody cares. They know the character.
Yeah, character, yeah.
Unless you are Mark Hamill's Joker, nobody knows. Nobody cares.
Yeah, very true.
And I think a lot of people who, again, tie that fear to clowns specifically, really, really get into other clown cosplay type stuff, where it's like, hey, the circus makes me happy. The circus makes me feel things that I never felt as a kid. And maybe I also want to get off.
I definitely can. That does make sense. I told you when we were talking that I have a fear of clowns, and I was hoping that maybe you could like open my eyes and shed some light on that. But along the lines of what you were just saying about the fear and the thing, I myself personally have never thought of like fucking a clown. Like, it scared the living shit out of me. I definitely did not want to fucking suck his dick or anything because he was scary. And that's actually where my fear of clowns came from. Was it?
Yeah.
Ronald McDonald, he was cool. He was cool. I remember having my birthday parties there when I was a little kid, and stuff, and he would make an appearance, and it was cool then, but then I saw it, and it was game over. But yeah, for myself, thus far anyway, but maybe I haven't spent any time with clowns, though, because I'm scared of them, and stuff.
Right.
So maybe if I did, maybe I would want to have a clown gangbang. I don't know. But,
Well, you can always go by Circus O'Trey every Thursday at Cobalt.
Oh, okay. All right. And that's where the clowns are?
Yeah, there are a lot of other drag clown performers.
Oh, nice.
That do a lot of their own thing as well.
Okay.
But it's... for clowns specifically, I don't know. There's so much psychology behind it that to me is fascinating.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And for people who have a fear of clowns, I believe that it's kind of a fear of, I don't know who this person is. I don't know what kind of person they are behind the mask. I don't know what kind of person they are behind the face paint or anything else like that, behind these loud colors and offensive gestures and things like that. But that's also the reason why people are into grindcore death metal and street punk and pop music and hip hop. Somebody's trash music is going to be somebody's trash treasure.
Oh,
somebody's
definitely.
Trash kink is going to be their kink treasure. But as far as me individually as a performing circus sideshow clown, that the old clown motto is something along the lines of comfort the disturbed and disturb the comforted.
Okay, I like
you
that.
are trying to bring an even keel to insanity. If someone comes off the street who is a very three-piece suit, well-to-do advertising agent businessman, and he sees my absurdity, my obnoxiousness, my irreverence, he's going to be able to say, that's just goofy, whatever. And he forgets for a minute that he has deadlines. He has a boss that he hates. He has kids that he despises, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And he just forgets for a minute.
Yeah.
And he can just enjoy the revelry. At the same time, I want somebody who is living on the streets for 10 years, strung out, talking to themselves, schizophrenic, and say, this is amazing. This is great. This is crazy. This is just bonkers. And he forgets for a minute that he has to go back to the streets.
Yeah.
Or that he makes his, living screaming on a street corner or something along those lines. I want those two people to meet and have the same experience.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. That's a really good way to put it. I do. I love that a lot. All right, so this is the part of the show I like to call What the Talk segment. Everybody knows I'm obsessed with TikTok, and I like to show some TikToks each week, but I like to prepare it for my guests that I have on the show to kind of fit the theme. So I went on TikTok, and I found some pretty interesting TikToks that have to do with like sideshow acts.
Okay.
And I kind of wanted to just show them to you and get your take on them.
Hell yeah.
Hit it away there, Josho.
Here we have some of my favorite things to swallow. This one is a wire hanger. I'm gonna give you a little surprise.
So during this, they're pre-lubricating it
Okay.
to ensure that it does not tear the esophagus.
I was wondering, like, because it just, what do they use, like Vaseline or?
No, they're using their own
If I was
saliva.
on Grindr, that'd be my profile pic. How long did it take to learn?
I was kind of obsessed, so it only took me 24 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, quick study.
Is it possible for me to try?
Good luck.
Why am I so nervous?
Open up your throat.
Because it's a little crazy.
Okay.
He's going to hit the uvula in the back of his throat. Yep.
Oh my god, it's so hard.
Right?
You have to get past the
Man
use
up.
because that's the
Man
gag
up.
reflex.
Now you know
Be a
how ladies
man.
feel.
Yes, that's what I tell myself every time too. Be a man, Crystal.
You literally have to like desensitize yourself to it.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
All right, I just thought that was kind of interesting, and
swallow.
that's I
This
like that you
one
said that
is a wire
they
hanger.
pre-lubricate it before they do that. It's not just going in dry. That's how they get it
Right,
down.
because your esophagus is coated in a mucous membrane. But if that mucous membrane gets dried out, when you eat a really, really dry cracker and it gets stuck in the middle of your throat,
Okay, yeah.
that cracker's no big deal. When it's a sword, that can present a problem.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Yes. Okay, and this next one was just kind of,
That's one of my favourite illusions. It really looks like the pen goes up my nose, but it's really behind my fingers. Let me show you a better illusion. It uses this. It's a bowl of popcorn kernels. If I take one of the kernels, let's get a good one, this one here, put it on my tongue, I'll swallow it. Now, I don't swallow it all the way down. I just hold it at the back of my throat, so I'm going to pull it up to my nasal cavity and then a little bit higher, because I'm going to try and get it up to this eye. Now, I'm just going to, oh, wait a minute. I took a wrong turn. It's going to go over to the other side and over to this eye.
that is so gross. Oh, have you ever done anything
Here.
like that?
I haven't done anything like
come on.
that.
It's gotta be worth a follow.
If I put something in my mouth, it's usually coming out of my nose. I usually like to do balloon animals or condoms.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah,
and then I'll
yeah.
a condom and then hawk it out my nose or sometimes reverse side.
Yeah.
And then just kind of
Do the yeah.
pull it back and forth. But that is more illusionary magic, where he's not actually hawking his kernel into his tear spout and then plucking it out. He has one pre-planted in there.
God, either way, I don't care. You have that thing in your eye. Get real. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
A lot of people will do it with dimes.
Ooh.
Um,
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so someone, a lot of magicians will pre-plant a dime, like a contact, under their eyelid. And they'll say, all right, I'm going to take this dime and I'm going to swallow it, and hold on, and then,
Yeah.
hey, here's the dime, because it's like, wait, hold on a second, that's a larger object.
Yeah.
It's not coming through your sinus cavity. What is happening? That's the illusion.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Debunked. You heard it here, folks. All right, and this last one was just kind of, it's kind of interesting.
Do you want to give me your like sideshow spiel of who you are?
I'm Sally the Cinch from the Cheeky Monkey Sideshow in Washington, D.C. And I've been cinching with Cheeky Monkeys since 2005.
So this is corset binding.
Yep. Look at how tiny.
Oh my god! And this
18-inch
is an 18
waist.
corset.
I know. I don't even think when I was born I had an 18-inch waist. Bullshit.
So this requires years
Yeah.
and years
That-
of corset training.
that cannot be good for your internal organs and things, I would imagine.
So it's displacing your
Yeah.
organs. It's not hurting them.
But
It's
just
moving
moving, yeah.
things in different directions. And you have to do things in a very measured
Mm-hmm.
time frame.
So yeah, so it displaces the organs. I mean, it's not hurting you, but it moves things around. But God, I would think that can't be good for your spine or any of that. I don't know.
Your spine's fine. Your spine doesn't move.
Yeah.
It's more
But the
so
pressure on it doesn't, I mean,
No, it's more so potentially ribs.
Yeah.
And potentially pelvis.
Ah.
Because if it's an hourglass style corset, it's going to be cinching into different areas of your body.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you can't just do the waist. But waist training does, again, take a long time.
Yeah, definitely.
If you try and speed up the process, yes, then it can definitely hurt you. There is also a thing called corset drunk. in which if you are wearing a corset, again, you're displacing certain things. You're kind of cutting off certain passages from processing. If you drink half a bottle of wine and you're like, this is great, I feel fine, nothing's happening, and you continue to drink more, and then at the end of the night, you're saying, well, I'm done for the evening, time to take my corset off. Everything that's been hourglassed inside of you immediately gets deposited into your stomach.
Oh my God! Wow.
So it's now you're drunk.
Oh wow, that's crazy. And people do that on purpose. That's
not on purpose.
Oh, okay. It's just okay.
It's a whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, okay.
For people who are not seasoned in wearing corsets.
Yeah, Adam, you're not getting a corset. We're not doing that, so don't even think about it.
So it's one of those things to where again, if you're looking at a literal hourglass. You have the sand, which is slowly trickling. So you're still getting the alcohol intake, but you're not getting as much of it. And then all of a sudden you open up the sieve.
Yep. Wow. That's a trip. Wow. I would have never even thought of something like that. Wow. Y'all definitely won't be trying that. But anyway. Well, I think it's time to move on to our last segment called the Big Hair Don't Care segment. What do you, I don't want to mess up your hair. Are you okay with putting the wig on, or would you rather not?
I can put the wig on.
You sure? Okay, cool. All right, Dana, wig, please. Blonde, brown, yeah, I know. I'm going. Okay. All right. Wait till she comes back in, and then we'll do it. Yeah, it's just, yeah, exactly. Real loosely. Yeah. Yeah. All right. And hold on 1 second, Dana, because I got to do my thing, and then we'll put it on him. All right. Okay. All right. Well, Dr. Copperchops, this brings us to the end of the show. But before we're done, I got one more thing I want to do with you. I think it's time for the Big Hair Don't Care segment. What do you think?
Sounds fantastic.
Let's do it. All right. Looking good there, Dr. Copperchops. I love the mohawk, but I must say, you look good as a blonde.
It'll match my IQ.
Oh, nice. Okay, so if you didn't know, this is the segment of the show I like to call the Big Hair Don't Care segment. Because we live the big hair life here, obviously, and big hair is liberating. So at the end of each show, I like for me and the guests to each pick a topic. It can be same or different topics. And we have big hair and we don't fucking care. And we just go off on said topic. What you say, your word is bond, and you're going to die on that hill with whatever topic. You stand for that topic. So if you want to go first, you can. Or if not, I'll go first and kind of,
Wait, why don't you go first?
Okay. So my Big Hair Don't Care rant of the day today is going to be, if you don't understand something or someone, ask questions. Before you start spewing hate and trolling social media and talking ignorance about whatever it may be, whether it's something someone does, what gender they are, what they choose for their, sexual orientation or whatever it is, get educated first before you make a decision. Of course, do I want everyone to love everyone? I do. But that's unrealistic in this world. It's never going to happen, sad to say. However, educate yourself, do your research before you're ignorant, like I said, and spew hate and troll people. Well, don't ever troll, even after you're educated. Even after you're educated, if you decide to still not like said person or said whatever it is that they do, that's fine. Keep to yourself, move on, scroll along, leave everybody alone. I always preach, I think, at the end of every show, the world just needs more love and kindness. And like I said, just get educated, people. I don't care what it's on, what it's about. Educate yourself before you make a decision on you like something or you don't like someone or what they do or whatever it is. And even then, once you're educated, if you choose to still not like what they do or what they're about, that's fine. I wish you would, but that's fine. But just move on with yourself and just be kind and be nice to everyone. And that's my Big Hair Don't Care stamp of approval of the day. Be kind and love everyone.
But also, fuck Nazis.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. Yeah, take charge.
So yeah, as long as we are acknowledging that there are some individuals who are currently actively trying to make drag a crime.
Yes, exactly.
And I think in Florida they were also including clown face paint with that.
Oh my.
Which is like, okay, what?
Yeah, insane.
First they came for the drag, then they came for the clowns, and then they came for me.
Yep.
Yeah. So fuck Nazis. And there is a certain part to where I will love everybody who is deserving of love.
There you go. I love that.
And for the people who are not deserving of love, I will have conversations with you to hopefully try and dissuade you from the hate that is in your heart and trying to fix the broken parts of you, because every single one of us is broken in some way. Yeah. It takes a lot of time to acknowledge that, and it takes a lot of empathy and understanding, which a lot of times people just don't have the patience for.
Yeah, very true.
Along those lines, my big hair don't care hill that I want to die on this time is toxic masculinity. I think a lot of times there are individuals who are trying to push this, we're going to get back to basics of men. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, cool. What era do you want to cover? Mm-hmm. Where is your men were men at this time? You mean when J. Edgar Hoover was in drag? Mm-hmm. Do you mean when the French revolutionaries were wearing heels and powdered wigs and wore more makeup than their wives? Mm-hmm. What era, what region are you talking about? Mm-hmm. Because if you're talking about this fictitious, I never cried except for 2 days in my life when it was my father's funeral and when I was born. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no, you should be able to show emotion.
Yeah, amen.
And that emotion needs to come out in measured matters as well. It's not just like, I felt a thing and I don't know what to do. I'm going to punch a framed picture of my family during Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people who are from the South, in the Midwest, and even the East Coast, where it's like, men don't show emotion. We repress and repress, and then we pour alcohol on it, and then sometimes it'll bubble up, and then, I wake up naked in a jail cell, and I won't have to worry about it because it won't happen for another 2 years.
Yeah.
Be afraid of not showing emotion. Be afraid of not communicating your feelings. Don't trauma dump on somebody. Don't turn your wives or girlfriends into your therapists. Get actual therapy from a professional. And find out what makes you happy. Find out what makes you tick. Don't hate on things because you don't understand it. Don't even hold strong opinions about things you don't understand, along the lines of do some research.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I recently had a conversation with my own father about going to therapy and getting into generational trauma and getting into all these things, because he has been a huge part of my life, that I have to talk to him about these things that happened to me as a kid, in which he was present for. Mm-hmm. And after I got done talking, he said, hey, that is so cool that you are able to go through this journey, that you're able to go through this mental trek and find out these things. I wish I could do the same. And that was so heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Because again, he comes from a generation where I don't cry.
Yeah.
I provide. I don't show emotion. Mm-hmm. I take care of my kids. I get them tough for the world. And that's all I can do.
Yep. Well, I love that. I love everything you just said. That absolutely, that hits home. And listen up out there, Big Hair Don't Care fans. That was probably one of the best Big Hair on a Hills I think that we've had. Very well thought out and very, very true and to the point and facts. So, Well, with that being said, I want to thank you for being here today, Dr. Copperchops. It truly was a pleasure to get to meet you and to see what you do and get to kind of pick your brain. And thank you for opening my eyes that, you know, all clowns are not scary. They're not so bad as I thought. We
will definitely disturb you.
Right.
We will make you question the nature of your reality.
Right.
But if we aren't pushing those boundaries, if we aren't shaking you out of your normalcy, what are we doing? Why are we here?
Exactly. So with that being said, I got to get ready for the clown gangbang. Thanks for being here, Dr. Copperchops.
Yeah.
Yay. We're out.
Yes.
I'm Coulter.
Oh my. Sometimes you just feel so goddamn good, you gotta express it. Glowed up, ready for my close-up. Go ahead and just plaster my face right on top of that poster. Got big hair, don't care. I'm standing up in this spotlight. This is my life and I love it. And there's no part that I won't share. I'm feeling myself, well, independently depend on myself. You get the better me, a bitch ahead of me. I'm chopping it off, have it sit on the shelf. Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. You want smoke, then I'm Bob Marley. If you gon' blow, then I'm bombarding. I'm civilian and shit like I'm Tom Hardy. Ooh, had a great week, celebrating, had a breakthrough here. Have a cake piece, if it ain't me, then you're wasting your time. So basically, I'm just taking what's mine, all of it. This is my shot, I'm calling it. I mean, what's so funny? Let's get this money. Bitch, I'm coming, I'm sitting on top and I'm falling it. Showtime, I'm about to leak my